Good afternoon, everybody. So we are really delighted today to be able to share our experience with you at this Adopt AI event. And because the adoption of AI has been the focus of Crédit Mutuel for the past 10 years in banking, insurance, and finance, in partnership with IBM since 2015, so 10 years ago, and also leveraging Mistral's models since the advent of generative AI. In the first 3 quarters of this year alone, AI has assisted our employees in handling 34 million emails, 30 million phone calls, and 25 million of documents. Our virtual assistants have conducted over 10 million conversations, internal and external conversations, since the beginning of the year. So our bank advisors remain at the heart of this interaction, but with the use of AI, it allowed us to free 1 million hours of work each year to profit the customer relationship. So we combine the best of technology and the human expertise. For the past years, the emergence of generative AI enabled us to go further. So help in writing, transcription of meetings with clients and between employees, document summaries, personalized answers, voice dictation, information extraction from images. So let me give you one example of how we combine the best of the technology and the best of human. So for today, to prepare our meeting with clients, we have generative AI summarize all the previous exchanges with the client, email, phone calls, meeting transcripts, and we also summarize all the movements on its bank accounts, and we can combine all this information with the reason for the meeting to help the dedicated client advisor prepare the meeting, so identifying key topics to talk with the customer, and also anticipating questions that may arise during the meeting. With us, leverage the machine ability to read a vast amount of data, to forget nothing, and the unique human ability to have a knowledge of the customer, the local context, to have empathy during the meeting. But implementing such a use case, it's not an easy task, especially if you want to implement it at scale. So our stakeholders in this project challenge us on many things. How do you guarantee confidentiality for this huge amount of sensitive and personal data? It needs also a lot of processing. So what about the energy and environmental impact of the project? What is the risk of bias and errors in summarizing all this information? How do you ensure that the process remains under control, supervision of the banking advisor? What is the transparency of the process? What is the cost? It seems a nice idea, but what is the cost? And what is the long-term sustainability of this new system? And of course, we have to train our employee to use it. So in today's masterclass, with Jean-Philippe Debiol from IBM, our provider of strategic advice and tools, and with Clément from Mistral, our provider of models and expertise, we will present you our responses. How do we manage these challenges? So I propose to zoom on 3 key challenges. And the first one is, about the reality of generative AI. For all the talk we have about an exponential acceleration of the technology, at the end of the day, you need machines, you need compute capabilities to run all this. So in our case, to be able to guarantee the confidentiality of our data, we chose to deploy everything, 100% of our AI and generative AI use cases on premises in our own data centers. This means that we had to invest in the necessary hardware and skills to build our own computing clusters internally, dedicated to generative AI, and of course today based on NVIDIA GPUs. This infrastructure is not a commodity. For the first time, it's not cheap servers. So we have an imperative to maximize this investment and their utilization. And today, it's not, let me tell you, it's not an easy thing. And I will take an example to illustrate this. Today, a medium-sized model, for example, from Mistral, you need to buy a machine with 4 GPUs, 4 data center-grade GPUs. But if you want to be able to maintain this machine and still have a high availability on your service, you need to buy a second machine, which will take the load when the first one is upgraded or there is a maintenance operation. And then, to be sure that a disaster cannot stop your service, you have to invest in 2 times 4 GPUs in another data center. And then, if you want to evolve your models and test things, you need a development and a test environment. Long story short, for one model of medium size, maybe would be called small today, you need 24 GPUs, and it may tell you nothing, but that's the equivalent of around 1 million euros, something like that, for one model. And then today, you need one model for writing, one model for code, one model for documents, one model for reasoning, and so on. So this is a real challenge. Everybody wants to scale generative AI everywhere, but at the end of the day, it has a cost. So how can IBM and Mistral help optimize this expensive infrastructure?
Thanks, Laurent. So, few points to share with you, and I can be wrong or I can be right. You will decide, and let's see the future. As far as generative AI is concerned, my point is very simple. Nothing has changed, but everything has changed. We are still within the probabilistic landscape, correct? Generative AI is still probabilistic. Yes, it has an impact. Yes, it's powerful. Yes, it is changing the game more on an adoption standpoint. We are still not reached a point where things have really changed. I think we will reach it, but not maybe with the current dynamics that we have. Point number one. This is my perspective. I can be wrong, can be right. This is the future, but I am convinced of what I say. Point number two, the point was about what does it mean to scale AI within the enterprise. I don't know if you have listened to the pitch that we just gave with Eric Petitgans, the CEO of Crédit Mutuel, a few minutes ago. The Crédit Mutuel is very advanced because when they have decided to launch AI, they already had a vision which was how to scale it, how to industrialize AI within the enterprise with a group which is basically 75 or 80,000 people in the French market. So one of the answers between you and me, first answer was not technological, and I work for IBM, but it was not the answer of how to scale AI cannot be only technology. It has to be operating model. What is the appropriate operating model that I create in order to make sure I am able to scale AI within such a big group as Crédit Mutuel is? And the answer we have designed, it was 7 years ago, more or less, and this is what Laurent now is leading, is called Cognitive Factory. What is this Cognitive Factory? The Cognitive Factory is a group of 300 men and women, which are dedicated to AI. They have created their own framework, they have created their tools, they have created their methodologies, they have created their skills, and they continue to invest on all these items in order to scale AI within the group. And within this landscape, obviously, you have technology, and I am very proud to be one of the key partner of this dynamic with Watson X, okay? But Watson X, or whatever the technology, or whatever the model is, as good they are, cannot be the answer to how to scale it. It's not a technological question, it's a governance and operating model question. So this is my perspective. Second point, as far as IBM is concerned, we have Watson X, 3 modules, which are respectively watsonx.ai, watsonx.data, and watsonx.gov, okay? Each component has a specific objective to scale AI within, let's say, the enterprise world. And these platforms is enabled by Red Hat OpenShift AI. I don't know if your Red Hat means something for you. It's quite known. Open source mindset with really a very open approach. And when you see let's say the stack, the technological stack, you have the 3 modules of watsonx, .ai, .data, .gov, supported, enabled by Red Hat OpenShift AI, which is really the backbone of the infrastructure. And that's why when Laurent is speaking about how to, let's say, operationalize and get the, let's say, the best combination of performance and cost, this is our answer within IBM in order to deliver that for and with our customer.
Thanks. I will come back to the models that are part of the infrastructure of Crédit Mutuel and the core of the intelligence there. And the key focus of Mistral so far has always been to develop performance size ratio models. So the medium model Laurent is talking is actually a pretty small model compared to Grok, Gemini, and the others. And one of the best examples we have is a small 3 model. It's a, let's discuss technical, it's a 24 billion parameters, when Grok today is 1,700 billion parameters, and Gemini and GPT, it's a secret, but we estimate it to be larger than this. So with such a small model, we are able to cover like 80% of the use case of a customer. And for us, what matters is when you want to own your infrastructure, to have a full control of it, you need to have decent sized models because you cannot invest, as Laurent said, on thousands of GPUs to run a business. And even if it's not your core business, it's just like an enabler for the productivity. So that's what we do at Mistral, try to be efficient in the way we train models, in the way we ship models, and the way our customer can deploy the models and control it. And the plus side of it, and let's not forget about it, it's correlated to the energy consumption and carbon footprint. So the more you train larger model with a large amount of GPUs, the more you burn the planet. And the less models, parameters you have, the more efficient it is. And that's what we want to keep doing for people and company who wants to master the data stack.
Yes, thank you. So first sales challenge was how to scale with the hardware and software stack. Second challenge is about trust, because if I deploy a solution in the context of a company like ours, the trust of our employees and customers is key. We must ensure that the exchanges with generative AI are aligned with the culture and the professional communication habits of all our countries. We must ensure compliance, of course, with the law and with the company's internal rules and values. We must ensure human supervision of AI. We must stay in control before, during, and after the project development. We must ensure service stability and continuity over time, and also make sure that the costs don't, are predictable. We must ensure that everything is auditable, traceable, because all the stakeholders expect a lot of transparency. So to achieve all these goals and many others, Crédit Mutuel 2 years ago started to work on a ethical charter, a charter for trusted AI. And this is for us the key, the backbone of everything we do. We took 26 commitments. These 26 commitments have been, operationalized into almost 200 activities, and we have a full team dedicated to ensure that all these commitments are respected at all time. So how can IBM and Mistral help us gain the trust of our shareholders?
So for us, if I have to simplify the equation, it's quite simple. Without trust, you cannot create adoption, and without adoption, you cannot create ROI. Simple as that. You can take the equation as you want, you will have these three parameters. So we have to be trusted, especially with Crédit Mutuel, which is a bank. As you know, a bank is by design a tiers de confiance by status, so we have no choice. And this is a good thing, fortunately. So now the question is how to be trusted in the AI world. It's like, Russian doodles. So you have the small things taken in the biggest one, and the bigger one, and the bigger one. Let's take the small one, technology. Sorry, because I work for a technology company, but again, technology enables things, but it cannot be the answer. It's a part of the answer. It's not the answer, especially on trust. So as far as IBM is concerned, we have watsonx.gov, the third component, which is specifically designed to ensure that we have the right governance of the overall AI deployment through the whole life cycle of the models. We know exactly who is doing what with what, which are data set we are using, with the full traceability and auditability of what people are doing within the platform. So if you want to be free, don't use it. Because by design, this platform is done to ensure full traceability of what everybody is doing regarding deployment of the models through the whole life cycle. From the design, to the training, to the deployment, who is doing what data set are you using, who is touching the model, when, who is maintaining it, how to improve the performance, everything is tracked within this model. If you want to see concretely what I mean, you go to the IBM stand and you will see a demonstration which is done by a lady called Virginie, who is here. Who is doing the demo, Virginie? Virginie is doing the demo. Concretely, she will show you how this product is working. And again, as I said, this is good, but not enough. Because when you really want to ensure you are creating the condition of trust, you need to ensure you have the right governance. You need to ensure that you have the right ethics within the enterprise. And the other answer that Crédit Mutuel has worked on is to create a chart of AI within the group, which has been worked during many months, with a collaboration of many parts of the bank to explicitly say, what does that mean to be trusted in the AI world? Simple question, not an easy answer. If I ask you really within an enterprise, what do you mean concretely? Not, yes, I want to be trusted. Obviously, you want to be trusted. Everybody wants to be trusted. But what does that mean when you manage a group with 80,000 people? What does that mean concretely to be trusted? In terms of values, in terms of traceability, in terms of commitment you are able to do or not with your customer, with your employees, it's a very tricky question. And Crédit Mutuel did the job. They went through this whole process and they have published internally a chart of AI, which is their chart of AI. And what we have done, we took this chart of AI with words, sentences, and we applied it within the tool. And this is where you link the strategy, what you want, to the how you do it. And Laurent team, with Virginie, who is leading this stream within the Cognitive Factory, is ensuring that everything which has been committed has an operational traduction or translation within the tool. Is everything is in the tool? Maybe answer is no, but it's somewhere else. But we know that every item is tracked concretely within, let's say, the operating model and the solution. So this is one thing. The second thing is about the models themselves. As far as IBM is concerned, we have a fantastic strategic partnership with Mistral AI. That's why I pushed for it for Crédit Mutuel, because I was convinced, no, this is just the truth, I just say what happened. I pushed it because I truly believe on what Mistral is doing today for many reasons. So we don't deep dive, but I believe in what they do. So that's why I think, and I thought that it was the right thing to do. That's why we did it. And second point, now if I focus only on IBM, we have published what we call the Granite models. The Granite models are very simple. Everything we do regarding the models are published publicly. Voilà. Simple as that. All the sources are listed. So we know what are the sources of data which are used to train the model. Voilà. So we show you. You take it, you don't want to take it, this is your decision, but at least you know what you are using. Makes sense what I say? And this is what we are doing with the Granite models family that we continue to work on to be in the market and to allow our customer to choose the models they want. Because we all know here that one model doesn't fit all. We will continue to use a set of different models for specific use cases in order to make sure we are using the most efficient and performant models to execute a use case. Does it make sense? So it means that on the platform layer, Red Hat OpenShift AI, watsonx for IBM or something else for somebody else, you will have to be able to select the right model for the right use case on a quasi-real time.
Phil, I need to catch up on time for the team. So I believe, Jean-Philippe said, thank you so much, trust is primary and essential when we work with large customers such as banks, the defense, or governments. So what we do at Mistral, we contributed to the open source. We are one of the key to publish the first Mystery of Expert model. It's part of our ADN, and we want to have this transparency towards the developers, the community. We want GenAI to be democratized and not to be kept in the hands of large US organization or Chinese laboratory. And what we do with our customer, we provide a secure and flexible technology that you can deploy anywhere you want. So for Crédit Mutuel with IBM, we are able to deploy the model on-premise in an air-gapped environment with no data flow going back to us. At Mistral, we do not train and refine our models on customer data. This is not something we do, and this is, I believe, a basic. It's not commonly shared aware on the market. And the last thing, and I believe the most important for Laurent is in control of the model versioning. It means we are not pushing for an upgrade of the model if Laurent doesn't want to do it, because he's providing the model on-premise, so he can say to the regulatory or the customer, this is a model I've been using, and I'm not depending on an API where in the back office there is a change in the models that I do not master and have dramatic impacts on the performance of the use case. And the second thing is we can have a copy of the code to share to regulatories to say this is what we have been using 2 years ago to provide this result. And that's what makes Mistral a unique proposition. If you want to have control of your GenAI, we can do it for you, and we can do it this way with IBM or with self-deployment.
Okay, thank you. So we, at this point, we have the foundation, we have an infrastructure, we have trust of all our stakeholders, so we are ready to start projects. And now the third challenge is really about people and transformation. Because we know that to have a real transformation inside our companies, we must move beyond, it's not enough to put a chatbot besides an unchanged business process. We have to really reconsider how we work, our way of working. We have to build agents and to empower our employees to use them. That's the first point. And the second point is that there is a really huge challenge around training, change management, to onboard everybody, and to make sure that first people know how to use the new technology, but further know how to identify useful use cases. And then there is this last challenge, how do we maintain over time the skills of our employees, of our colleagues? If the AI is more and more powerful, there is a risk they become lazy and don't know how to do their job anymore. So what advice can IBM and Mistral give us to ensure we do not miss out on a real transformation of our profession and we stay relevant in the future?
For me, this for us, this is the most important question because we are here to empower people, customers, and users with a powerful tool to have impact. And for us, this technology is just the beginning, and it can change the way we work and the way we access knowledge. And actually, it's one of the first technologies that is adapting to people. It's not you adapting to the Minitel or to the internet, it's the technology adapting to the way you speak, to the way you think, to what you want. And this is very powerful because we are not just here to automate tasks. We believe that if we break silos and give the right knowledge to the right person at the right moment, we save so much time, and we are able to make so much better decisions that people have more time to connect with colleagues, with customers, to innovate, to create, to take a step back, and instead of chasing deadlines for a report, they take a step back to say, what can I do better than just providing the KPIs, but how can I improve the KPIs? And that's what we believe at Mistral, that this technology is just the beginning of how to build new creativity and empower people, and we are very proud to be the one willing to democratize this the best we can.
Thanks, Clément. I will share my perspective on that. So I had the chance to work in 3 continents in the last 12 years on AI. I was based on Singapore, so I was based in New York, and I came back to Paris, more or less. I did a mistake because long time I thought that the performance of a decision combining human plus machine was always superior rather than to use only humans or only machine, okay? So I thought that all the time for any decisions, any use cases in finance, in healthcare, in whatever, the combination of human plus machine was the best scenario. It's not true. At least it's no more true. And now we are facing a situation where, and it will increase, where sometimes human is much better than the machine. Sometimes the machine is much better than humans. And maybe 70%, 60% of the cases, it's always true that human plus machine is better than human only or human machine only. So what does that mean? It means that we need to select very actively and very smartly where we want or not to use AI on the different jobs of the humans. Does it make sense? Because the questions which will be asked tomorrow will be, who took this decision and how? And if you are not able to answer to these questions, believe me, I will not trust you anymore for a long time. Does it make sense? When it will be for a financial question, bon, you care a little bit. When it will be your life, I think you will care a little bit more. Who took this decision and how? It is a machine who took the decision, or it is you? Or it is you and the machine? If it is you and the machine, how you took the decision, the last one? Based on what? Based on which content? Based on which use cases? Based on which experience? Based on which model? It was Mistral? Oh, my friend Clément. Bon, etc., etc. You understand the problems that we are facing right now, and it is now, which is the problem is on the table now. So, point number 2, if we go to basics, I think that we should ensure that people are learning with AI and not only on AI, which is a very big difference. We should ensure that when we are training people, when we do conduite du changement, change management, training sessions, we need to put AI in the hands of the users to be sure that they adopt the solution, they tell us what they want, what they don't want, how to use it, how to be performant, and not just to tell them what is AI. We need to be extremely practical starting from now. The second point you need to take care of is about we will not get any ROI if we don't transform the process. We need to stop to put AI just for the sake to put AI. This is what we have done in the last 10 years. Everybody is sexy. Are you doing AI? Of course. I put a chatbot. Woo, nice. What is the impact? More or less nothing. Thank you. A lot of cost for us and a lot of money for us. Thank you so much. But for the enterprise, zero result. So now we need to transform the process. We need to do BPR, business process re-engineering, through the landscape of AI, data, OCR, digitalization, cloud, and quantum. And this is what we started to do with Laurent right now to really transform businesses to get an ROI. Last thing, this is what I said with Eric a few minutes ago. This is an advice, you do what you want to do. I advise you to be curious and to start a little bit to explore the quantum, let's say, landscape. You will see that we have some bridges with QML, quantum machine learning, some bridges. We see that quantum is increasing like hell, and I think that maybe next year, in 2 years from now, we will meet together and not an adopt AI, but an adopt quantum wonderful event at Grand Palais. Huh? Okay, I count on you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jean-Philippe and Clément. And so to conclude this, after this masterclass, we hope you have all the elements in hand in 30 minutes, no problem. All the elements in hand to develop your own AI solutions, and so we don't have to wait or to be afraid of the future, because AI will be what we make of it. So
Just do it.
And that's the title of Jean-Philippe's book.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.